Hello, my beautiful planty people, and how are you doing today? I hope you are great. I am doing well. It is a rainy day today, and I thought that was a great time to do a plant tour because then we don't get backlight and all that stuff that makes it hard to see. And then I'm like, oh, sorry about the backlight. Oh, sorry. Anyway. So, hi, hello. For those of you who are new, my name is Nicki. This is my channel, Plants, Pots, and Whatnots. And for my GFPs, whom I love so dearly, it is amazing to see you. Thank you so much for coming back. I love you. Okay, so this is going to be a long one. So like, grab a drink, grab a snack, go pee, like pause. You could go in the mid, like you don't have to go pee now, but like if you go in the middle, like pause and then come back and unpause it. And then let's just start the tour. Okay, here we go. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and start on this wall. This is kind of where we usually start, on this side of the house. Now, I will tell you in advance, I'm not going to do either cabinet or my terrarium. I'm actually going to do a separate video on those next Friday. So watch out for that next Friday if you want to see an update and the growth and all that jazz that's going on in my cabinets. It would just be even longer if we did that today. So, okay, we will start over here, I guess. First things first. This guy is a little backlit, but this is my Anthurium Magnificum, who is doing fabulously. He's looking very lovely, and he's got a new little leaf on the way out right there, which is really exciting. Looks so nice. Very happy with how big it's gotten. I just have some propagations here, so we're just going to skip over that. And then I have she needs a drink. She needs a drink. It's been a rough day and the girl needs a drink. Anyway, this is she also needs her leaves cleaned. Actually, I think this is the only plant that I forgot to clean the leaves on last week. Oh, she dusty. Anyways, this is my variegated peace lily, and it is so pretty. Like some of the variegation on these leaves, and I love this plant. It's grows so well. It tells me when it's thirsty. It's starting to droop now. She's not like super thirsty, but she's getting there, you know? Anyway, beautiful plant, super huge. She kind of hangs out here on my table and, you know, just jazzes the place up a little. Okay, let's move up here. We have this plant is not getting enough light. When we changed out this ceiling fan, it's not very bright. It's very pretty, but it's not real bright. I know some people like that. Anyway, so this is my Black Pagoda lipstick plant. You can see the cool little backs of the leaves there. Very cute, but she's extremely leggy, as you can see here. Normally, they wouldn't really look like this, but we need to get her eventually moved into a space. I'm just, you know, having some serious spatial issues right now, so that's been a challenge. Moving along on our little green wall here. Up here we have one of my lovely hanging wall pots that I love so much that I'm always going on about. And there is a neon pothos and a marble queen pothos in there. Here we have a pearls and jade pothos. Super cute little leaves. I haven't filmed a tour in a while, can you tell? Beside that, up here we have my string of hearts. This is just the green one. And she's long and in serious need of an untangling. Check out this. For all of my people out there that had long hair when they were kids, did you ever like, you know, you sit down, your parents would like brush your hair, but it would just all be knots, so you just sit there and scream the entire time? Like this, that's that. Okay, so up here we have my variegated lipstick plant, and it is a little dark I don't know if you can see the variegation, probably not. So yeah, you'll just have to take my word for it that that's what it is. Over here we have my Wally Grow planter, and that has neon philodendron. It has a Philodendron Brasil, and it has a neon pothos. So it's all kind of like traily down here. Check out this leaf. How cool is that? Neat. And then here we have my Scindapsus Silver Splash. Really, really pretty. I'm like on a mission right now to get like all of the Scindapsuses. Is that a word? Scindapsuses? It is now. I don't know. I'm just on like, I'm on a Scindapsus kick. And anyway, above here we have my Burros Tail or Donkey's Tail. And you can see it's like reaching towards the light, which I think is actually kind of fun. It's so funky looking and different. I love it. Very sculptural. It kind of looks like a hairdo. Oh my gosh. Like a guy with the big hair. Like, oh, what is it, like the 7-Up guy? Do you guys know what I mean? Do you see it? Okay. Sorry. This is my mood today, guys. So I'm hoping that you're here for it. Okay, let's go back to the plants on this shelf right here. So first of all, we have my Philodendron squamiferum or potato, who is super tall. She's got Jack and the Beanstalk vibes going on. And then that's her newest leaf right there. She's working on hardening off. Check out these petioles. How cool is that? Horrifying, right? Okay, beside that, here we have a juvenile version of a Philodendron Elegans. And they get really, really neat when they get older. They get these like really, I call them like hand type fingers. They have like leaves. They have like finger-like leaves. You know what I mean. I'll put a picture up here. Got it? Cool. Okay, really, really cool plant. It does need more light though, so we'll have to work on that. I rearranged this yesterday and I gave it a little bit more light, but now it looks like it needs more. I don't know. We'll work on that later. Beside that, here is a plant that has been a little trickier, but I think we're finally coming to terms. So this is my Philodendron Fibrosum. And there's actually like 2 plants here. And that's the newest leaf on the smaller of the 2. So cute. And that is the only leaf. Nope. That's the newest leaf on the bigger portion of the plant. Okay, and beside her here, we have my Mandula Pothos, who used to sit over on my TV stand, but I just moved her over here. Like, check out the size of these leaves. These are huge. I mean, for a Mandula. They're so pretty though. Look at the size of that. Like, I know maybe it doesn't look like it's that big, but like you'll have to trust me. It's like the size of my hand. Very, very cool. So it definitely likes growing on a pole. And it definitely likes a decent amount of light. This one was directly underneath this light. Sorry, this light when it was on my TV stand, and it was like living its best life. I don't know what that yellow's from though. That's weird. Interesting. One leaf with a little weirdness. Okay. We all have our quirks. Okay, over here we have my variegated Syngonium. It's my Albo Syngonium, looking fabulous. So pretty. Look at these leaves. And look at the size of that one. They're just getting big. So what I did the other day, so I had 2 plants planted in here originally. There was this one and this one. Oh, there's 3. Sorry, my bad. There was 3 in here. And then this was getting like super, super tall. So it was like hanging way up here and then bending over. So I cut it and I just stuck it right back down in the soil there. to reroot, and then we're gonna have a fuller plant. I've done a lot of propagating or rooting in soil as of lately, and it's actually working out really well. It's definitely the better for the plant way to go. I think the only reason that a lot of people prefer water perlite moss is because we can see the root growth. So it's more about like us and what we want than like what the plant wants. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as I say, you do you, boo, whatever works for you. Up here we have my aloe, who hopefully you can see. It's a beast. It's getting so big. It's so funny from when I got it to now. It's just crazy. It's about 1.5 to 2 feet tall. If you can tell that from here. I don't know. Next to that, we have my Syngonium rayi. Looking cute. This one is doing much better now. This is one of those ones that I always forget to water. And then it declines, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on with this plant? And then my rational brain goes, Nicki, you don't ever water it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would help. So that's what's going on there. Same thing with this one. This is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. I actually just cut her about a month ago, so she's up there working on some new leaf scissors. So, okay, so that's that side. Goodness, I almost tripped. So let me just give you an overview here. So there we go. All right, and then I will show you guys that next week along with this one. So let's move up here. Okay, so up here we have the beautiful Philodendron Giganteum variegata. These leaves are just the bestest. The newest one is actually the coolest. Let me see if I can reach her. Are you gonna focus? Oh, it's too dark. What? It's not even dark there. Come on, camera. Anyway, hopefully you can see that. It's really, really pretty. It's almost like half moon, sort of. You know what I mean? Like the one side is darker. Super cool. Here, hanging down, we have one of Eli for the love. Go lie down. We have my Cebu Blue Pothos, who's just kind of trailing down the front of my cabinet here. Right there, if you can see her, we have, look how pretty that is. That is one of my Philodendron Campos Partuanum. I've got one that's trailing up a pole, or climbing up a pole, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to have one trailing down and kind of see which one did better. This one is definitely growing bigger leaves, which kind of goes against everything that I know. So I don't know. It's kind of weird that it's doing better than the other one. The other one is right here. It's growing really fast, but the leaves aren't quite the size of the other one. Weird. I know. Okay, I'm talking too fast. I can't get to my breath. Back here, we have the beautiful, the wonderful, the spider mite magnet, Philodendron Verrucosum. So she's so pretty. Look at those leaves. There is the back. So this one, if you have a Verrucosum, you're possibly struggling with spider mite issues. This one, for some reason, just seems to be a spider mite magnet. So as I've said in previous videos, when I water these, I usually take them to the sink and water them. And every other watering, so that would be every 2 weeks, when I take this one into the kitchen and water it, I give it an insecticidal soap, my little special mix treatment, and I have not, knock on wood, seen a spider mite since I started doing that. So that's one thing that's really important with like plants like that just continue to seem to have issues is you really need to, it's not like a one and done, like you don't spray it once and you're like, whew, thank God that's over, because it's not. It's not. They'll come back because the likelihood that you killed them all is slim to none. So you just really have to be consistent and stay on top of it. Okay, that's all I want to say. Sorry. In front of it here is my Pothos totem that I did in, I think it was last week's video. But I love the leaves on this Pothos. I'd love it even more if my camera would focus on them. There we go. Look how cool that is. Nature is the bomb. Is it not? Look how pretty. Anyway, so we put this guy on a pole because I kind of want to see, you know, these big, huge Pothos leaves. And because this one just has really, really, I mean, interesting variegation, at least to me, I want to see them big, you know? Such a pretty Pothos. Anywho. Okay, let's look up here. There we have a Bromeliad, and Bromeliads, once they pup, as you can see, this one has pups right there, right beside it right here, and there's a couple on the other side. The main plant actually dies. So I know it looks like it's dead, like the flower looks like it's dead. It is, because they die off. So what I have to do with that plant is take it out, take the pups off. The mother plant goes to the wayside, and then the new plants grow. So there you go. Fun fact about bromeliads. Beside that here is my ponytail palm, who I've had for a long time. And it's doing pretty good. She's getting really big. It started out as this tiny little guy, and now she's got these cute big ponies. I really like that plant a lot. Beside that, we have my Amydrium medium silver. So they have, if my camera, come on, there you go. You gonna focus now? Goodness. So they have just such cool leaves. They're very kind of reptilian, and they have this really pretty silvery hue to them. My camera hates me. Oh. Anyway, so that plant is doing really well. Hopefully that's a better shot. Sorry, guys. Oh. Okay, let's move down here where my arms aren't screaming. So right here we have my Philodendron Florida Bronze. So this plant is super cool. When the leaves come out, they get this dark bronzy color that is kind of hard to pick up on camera. Hopefully you can see that kind of sheen. It's got a new leaf coming out right there. Really, really cool plant. Gorgeous leaves. And it just gives you a little bit of a different color to like an all green collection, you know? There is the backs. Yes. Behind that here we have my Alocasia Frydek. So she kind of slowed down over the winter this year. I think she's just kind of getting a refresh on life. She was still throwing out smaller leaves, but she did kill off a lot of her big, like old leaves. This is one right now that's kind of on the way out. And then she's starting over with all these fresh new leaves. She's got quite a few there, and then she's got a little pup down in the bottom. Super cute. Okay, beside her we have my Philodendron Pastazanum Silver. Very, very pretty plant. You can kind of see the silvery markings on the leaves there. Maybe this one's easier to see. Hi, autofocus much? My goodness. Anyway, they're really pretty plant, and she's just starting now to get these leaves that have that, you know, the pillowy Pastazanum leaf that we all know and love. And she has got a new leaf coming out right here. Looking fabulous. So that'll be exciting. New leaves are always fun. Down in the front here, we have the bane of my existence. my variegated Philodendron billeti, and she's okay. We had 3 green or almost yellow, actually, leaves back to back. This one's, I think, not gonna make it. I don't know. It's weird. One I lost completely, which was really odd because the whole plant is very healthy. Like, the leaves are obviously stiff, you know what I mean? I don't know why it killed that off, but I did take it out of my cabinet because I feel like maybe it just wasn't liking it in there, and it actually seems to be doing much better since it's been out here. So it does have a new leaf on the way right there, and it appears as though it should have variegation. Now, if it doesn't have variegation, y'all are gonna see another video with me sweating bullets trying to cut it again to make more variegation. I really hope I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that. It was really stressful the first time and I don't want to do it again. Anyway, so that's that plant. Let's move on. The next plant here is this big beauty. So this is my Anthurium furcatum, otherwise known as the Tesla plant. And they have a really, really cool, hopefully it comes off here. Do you see how bright that vein is? It's like a neon. See it a little better there, maybe? Yeah. How cool is that? So this is the newest leaf. They don't stay this color forever. They come out a very deep maroon, and then as they grow and mature and harden off, they will slowly turn green. So this was the previous leaf, who has a wonky ear. I don't know what happened. Too many boxing matches or something, I guess. Anyway, and so this is going to be the new one, and it's going to be much bigger. It's already the same size as the previous one, and it's nowhere near ready to harden off yet. Such a cool plant. Okay, and beside her at the back here, we have Medusa. This is my one of my Philodendron Glorious. If you've been here for a bit, she is the one that was growing the double leaves. I don't know how close I can get you to those double leaves, but this is one. So you can see here that there's 2 kind of leaves and they're stuck together. And then she's got another one just on the other side that's not really visible from here. No, I can't get there, guys. I can't get there. Anyway, so it's doing really well. I've had quite a few people message me on Instagram asking me how Medusa is doing and if we've gotten any more double leaves, and no, we have not. We got those 2 when the plant was still smaller, but none since. So I don't know, maybe in the future, but she's looking fantastic anyway, and she's doing wonderfully. In front of Medusa here we have Enrique. Enrique is my Jose Bono, who is beautiful. Puts out some absolutely gorgeous leaves. There's this one back here. So pretty. And usually it's constantly putting out new growth. Now I did move her from shelf to shelf, so maybe I should say him, because I named it Enrique, which is a him, right? Yeah. Anyway, so maybe it's just kind of reacclimating to the new shelf. I don't know, but I don't care. It's so pretty, so pretty. And then the last plant on this shelf is back here, and this is my Philodendron Golden Dragon, which is kind of hard to see. Can you see it there? Cute plant. So this is the leaf that opened last. This was the first one that came out of my care. It's a little wonky and weird looking, but still cute. Aren't we all a little weird and wonky? And then we have a new leaf it's working on right here. Okay, let's move to the bottom shelf. Okay, so the first one that I'll show you here is this guy. So this one I just propagated. I just chopped her all up. So she's looking a little less full and voluptuous than she normally does. And we did have her a little too close to the light, so she did get a little bit bleached out here at the sides. But this is my Philodendron Mame. And yes, it's growing up a pole because your girl just has limited space and she's just fine. She's fine. So you don't worry about her. So there's actually three plants that decided to grow in this pot all on their own. Didn't pot them that way. But really beautiful plant. And I am looking forward to having some new mammy babies, because they're just really cute. And this plant is also really easy to propagate. I find that they root really, really quickly and really easily for me. So yeah, that is her. Back in the corner here, we have, now if you saw, 2 Fridays ago, I think I posted, no, it was last Friday when I was telling you guys about the tortum that I was repotting and then it fell and landed all over the floor and made a big mess and broke. That's this one. So I'm actually rooting her in soil and it's going really well. As you can see, her leaves are nice and firm. They're not drooping and she is rooting quite well in there, and she's actually right there. If you can see it, she's working on a new leaf. So that's exciting. God, I'm getting out of breath so easily. Does anybody get like out of breath when they're talking about their plants? Because you're just like so excited and you just want to like show everybody like, look at my plants. And then you talk really fast and you get really out of breath and you're like, that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so next, this is my one of my Philodendron Pink Princess plants. Let me try to get in here. Excuse me. Pardon. Oh, excuse me. Pardon. So this is one of my Pink Princess plants. Such a pretty plant. It's coming off like kind of white on the camera, but that is about as Pepto-Bismol pink as you get. So she's doing quite well. She just got moved into a bigger pot and put on this nice new pole. She's got a new leaf coming out right there. There's actually 2 in this pot. There's one on this side and then there's one on the back side who is also putting out a new leaf as well that you can kind of see right. Oh, excuse me, right there. So yes, right here is my Alocasia Regal Shield. I had her in a less than ideal place. She didn't really like it in there. And so she's down to this one leaf, but this one leaf's doing really well. It's really pretty, super healthy. And hopefully we'll see a new leaf coming from her soon, but she's looking pretty good. That's still a pretty good sized leaf. Beside that, right here, we have my Alba Monstera. This is her newest leaf right here. Whoop. There's a lot of white, but she's doing really well. The previous leaf. And she's kind of coming up and around here. And now that the light has changed directions, she's kind of starting to lean back this way. She was almost like working her way to wrap herself around the pole, and I didn't really want that, so I kind of turned her a little so she's growing towards the light, and hopefully she'll straighten herself out and become a little bit more upright. Gorgeous plant. She's doing so well. I've considered propagating her recently, but I haven't like committed to it yet, but it's still running through my brain. So we'll see. I don't know what we're gonna do with her yet. Next door to her is this beast. So this is my Philodendron billeti. This is just the green one. This leaf is right around 20 inches, maybe just over 20 inches. If I can get back far enough. The newest leaf is back there and it's just over 21 inches. It's absolutely massive. It's hard to get around the front there, but anyway, she's big. She's a big girl. So I have to figure out a new place for her soon. She was in the corner and I moved her over here so you could actually see her, but I'd like to get her somewhere that you can see her better, somewhere that she is like the main focal point, because when you take it out and put it like say on the counter when there's nothing else around it, it's just so stunning. So I want to take it out, get it on a pole, get it in a bigger pot, and put her somewhere she can just live her best life all on her own, and you know, so everybody can be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, and she can be like, I know. Anyway, Don't mind me what I'm saying today. I'm going to get my vaccine, my first vaccine today. So I'm like a little like woohoo and just I'm trying to distract myself is what I'm doing, I think. Anyway, there's her new leaf she's working on right here. So hopefully I can find her a new home before that gets too much bigger. Okay, so that is that whole shelf. I'll give you another little pan here. All right, let's move into the middle. Okay, I'm going to try to film this as best I can. Hopefully it's not going to be too backlit. Like I said, it is kind of rainy and dreary outside today. So we'll cross our fingers. All right, this plant right here is my, oh no, Anthurium vitarifolium. What about this side? Can we see it better on this side? Sort of. So I've got these two pendant Anthuriums hanging in this macrame, this double macrame here. So that one is the vitarifolium. It's doing quite well. I really wish you could see it. And then below that here is my Anthurium bakery. This is her new leaf. It's still kind of growing and hardening off. Really pretty. She's got a little inflow that pokes us every time we walk by. And then she's got another. This plant puts out a lot of inflorescence. Same with this one. You can see right here that she's got one as well. But cute plant. Cute plant. I like her. I like both of them. I just like the look. Hang on, let me back up. Like it just kind of looks funky, you know, with them both kind of dangling there. And once they fill in a little bit more, I think it'll look even cuter. Behind that we have my big Glorious. So there is her pot right there. And she goes up. There's one of her leaves. And then she's kind of growing off to the side here. As you can see, I'm going to re-angle so you can't read my license plate. And kind of move this stuff out of the way. Anyway, her leaves, those leaves are all facing the window because they like the light. But she is going to get a new pot and a taller pole here soon because she needs it. She's going to start to get all weird and wonky, and it's really hard to straighten them back out once they get like that. So that's a mission for another day. Okay, and right here we have the beauty herself. This is my variegated bird of paradise. Beautiful plant. I thank my lucky stars every day that I was able to get my hands on this. The leaves are just absolutely stunning. She just got repotted. I think you guys saw it a couple weeks ago. I repotted her, and the day after I repotted her, she started putting out this new leaf. So this is how big it is. It's going to be a beast. I mean, it hasn't even completely finished coming out of here yet. But yeah, it's a piece of... Anyway, so I'm really excited to see what that leaf looks like. It looks like it's going to be a monster. So I'm really excited about that. Beside that here, we have my Philodendron Florida Ghost, one of them. This is the big mother plant. There's one of her leaves there, and then her more green ones are down here. So this plant, if you're not familiar, the leaves come out white. This one's starting to turn green now, if you can kind of see that there, maybe, sort of. And then they turn green over time. They kind of fade down to something like this, and then they get like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Thai Constellation. And then they get like green like this one. So let me stand up. There's another one of her leaves here. And those two there. So she's also quite large. She just got a new pot as well and a new pole. So she's got lots of room to stretch her legs and grow. So that is all of the plants in between my shelves. Let's move on to the shelf. Okay, let's start on the top. So on the top here, I have this beautiful Marble Queen Pothos. She's looking fabulous. She's all bushy. I did cut some of her tendrils to put over into the hanging pot that we saw earlier. She was like really super long and like hanging down here. But she's beautiful and I love her. Here is my Dieffenbacha Reflector, who needs to come off of that shelf. She's actually finally, we've sorted out our differences, and she's actually really starting to grow well now, and as you can see, she's hitting the ceiling. So it's time to bring her down, get her resituated into a spot that fits her a little better. And then here we have my Variegated String of Hearts. This is looking fantastic. These super cute little leaves. Let's see if we can focus on them. Aren't they cute? Some of them that are like all white. Adorable. And that's all on the top shelf. This shelf's going to be interesting. The couch is right here, so trying to get to, like, you know, situate myself. I'm going to climb on the couch. How about that? Okay. Oh. Don't fall. Okay, back here we have what I had purchased in Anthurium Regal. Regale, I think it's just Regal. I don't even know. Who cares? Whatever. You guys know what I mean. But I really don't think that this is what this plant is. It because of the sinus, I think it probably is a cross between a Regal and something else, but I'm not sure what. Maybe a Magnificum? I don't know. It almost gives me like Forgetti Eye vibes too. Anyway, it's not a pure Anthurium Regal. So that was kind of a bummer when I got it, but it is what it is, and it's still really pretty, and it is growing a new leaf. It's hard to get back there, but I don't know if you can see it or not. And then in front of that, God, I'm so out of breath. By that I mean I'm so out of shape. So this is my Anthurium Veitchii, who's finally growing again. This guy I screwed up with like a million times, and now it's weird leaf, you know, admittedly, but it's growing. So then we have a new one on the way here. It's finally doing better. Yay! Beside her, we have my Anthurium Valeniorum, looking fabulous. It's putting out a tiny little inflorescence. Like, is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen? How tiny is that? Adorable. Adorable. So that plant hasn't put out a new leaf for me in a while, but I think I was just letting her get a little too dry too often. So we are working that out. Behind her, we have my Philodendron Dark Lord, who is putting out a new super cool leaf as we speak. The color on this plant is just unreal. And I put it on this cool little piece of wood. Just gives it an extra cool looking vibe. Hopefully it'll stick to that, and then I can take that ugly green tape off. Beside her at the back here is my Philodendron El Choco Red. There is her newest leaf. Let me see if I can look at that redness. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. So she was just repotted as well because she was getting a little big for her britches. So we put her in this new pot and attached her to this little pole here. This pole is a mini self-watering pole from Trofolia. They're really super cute. They were so nice to send this to me. And you can see that my little Choco is loving it already. There's a new little... We're never going to get a focus on this one, I don't think. Right there. Whatever. Anyway, you can see it, right? Anyway, it's giving me a new leaf, and I'm very excited. Such a beautiful plant, and I can't wait to see more and more big, beautiful leaves. In front of her, we have this beauty here. This plant I love so much. It just gives you all those tropical palm type vibes. And this is the Amydrium zippolanium. It just has these, I think they call them like a palmate leaf, the ones that kind of look like palms, you know, or like fingers. I like to call them fingers because they kind of look like fingers to me. But such a cool plant. It really just, I don't know, it's really cool. It's tropically and whimsical, and I like it a lot. And it's really starting to fill in now and get these like big bushy spots, you know. Anyway, very cool plant. Highly recommend. They grow super fast. Super fast. Love it. Beside that, here we have what I got. Actually, I think Paula gave me this. It's a cream splash, although I didn't give it quite the light that I should have. But you can see the little cream stripe down there. Almost looks like somebody just took like a chalk marker and drew down the center of the leaf. So anyways, this is supposed to be a cream splash. It is in some more light now, so hopefully it will start to put out some more variegated leaves. But as you can see, that's the most recent leaf, and it's just completely green. So, you know, I might have to just like chop it back. Behind that, we have my Philodendron Snowdrift. So there is its most recent leaf. Looking beautiful. What's really cool is the back. So you can see the stem. They come out very, very pink. And if I can get underneath here, you can see how pretty is that. And then beside that, over here, if I can get in to show you, so this is my Philodendron White Princess. So this is one, so this plant is like my display plant, or like my collection plant. And then there used to be two in this pot, and I took one out, and that's like my mother plant for people who want cuttings and stuff. And then, oh, that's my hand. She is putting out a new leaf after I cut her right here. Who's looking good. Anyway, she's kind of hard to see back in there, but there she is. And then front and center here is the beauty herself, quite literally, my Philodendron Florida Beauty, who is starting to grow back since I cut her, finally. There are some of her other older leaves, the backs of them, because I can't get to the fronts of them. Now this is the newest leaf it put out, and not that you can tell, but it is completely green. So that made me a little nervous. So we're gonna wait and see what this one does. But in preparation for that, I have done a couple air layers here, and you know, maybe we'll just cut her right back down to this split leaf here, this half moon leaf, and see how that goes. Maybe I can share some Philodendron Beauty, Florida Beauty. Maybe I can share some Philodendron Florida Beauty cuttings in the near future. So that, oh, nope, we have to move down. So there's not many plants. There's only two down here, because let me tell you, they're so big that they just take up an entire shelf. So the first one here is my Monstera Thai Constellation. This is her newest leaf, who is just ginormous. So cute. This leaf I waited a long time for. This plant wasn't growing. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I had given it a new pot and all that, and it just wasn't doing anything. And then finally I repotted her into this pot, which is the one that I painted to look like, you know, the constellations and starry sky and whatever. And put her in this window, and finally she gave me this big monster of a leaf. So hopefully she continues to grow like that. She did have quite the substantial root system, so maybe she just wanted to stretch her legs a bit. And the last plant on this corner, and I think the last plant that I'm going to show you today, this video is probably long enough. And if I did the entire rest of it right now, it would take about another 45 minutes. And I'm sure you guys, you know, your butts are probably getting like numb from sitting so long. And so what I'll do is I'll just kind of combine the other plant shelf that I have with my Millsbow cabinets and my terrarium. So make sure you come back next Friday for that. But last but not least on the tour is the beast herself. This is no longer a plant. This is now a bush. This is my Philodendron Gloriosum, and I'm hoping that it comes off on camera with just how absolutely massive this plant is. This leaf is probably twice the size of my head, if my thumb gives you any indication of how big that is, and I'm kind of bending it too. So, but absolutely beautiful. This is her newest leaf, and it's just perfect. Not a blemish, and it's so pretty. But anyway, this plant is just massive, huge, lots of leaves, lots of stuff going on down here. This is the newest leaf that it's starting to work on here now, and I'm really super glad that because, okay, so let me, for those of you who don't know, Philodendron Gloriosum, along with quite a few other heartleaf philodendrons, are crawlers as opposed to climbers. So this piece right here, this stem that you can see across the back and kind of, you know, around this way, is called a stolon, and they kind of crawl along the surface, and then the roots kind of come out and go down into the soil from there. So when it was getting to the edge, I was starting to get a little nervous that I would have to find another pot to repot it into, because this is the tricky part with these plants, right? But fortunately, she has started to grow kind of over the edge here a little bit. So I'm hoping I can kind of get her to turn. But it's like really solid on there. Like it is, like I'm pulling pretty hard and it's in there pretty good. So, but she's really happy. She's doing all right. I'll probably check on her to, you know, in about 6 or 8 months to see how her roots are doing in this pot. But she's been in this pot for about 2 months, and she seems to be doing really well, obviously. But yeah, so I figure I will just leave you here to stare at this beautiful leaf as the last leaf of the tour. Well, that's it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a while since I've done a tour. I believe they have fixed all of my software issues, and I think I'm going to be trying out a new piece of software soon here. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm sure there'll be some glitches to work out, but I'll use the old one in the meantime. Nobody cares about your software, Nicki. Okay, let's move along. I would like to wish you all an amazing and wonderful day, night, week, month, and year. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram for daily updates, plant photos, and random Nicki thoughts at plants, pots, and whatnots. And I will see you in the next video. Love you. Bye. Mwah.